Nothing will benefit human health and increase the chances for survival of life on Earth as much as the evolution to a vegetarian diet. So said Albert Einstein, who lived from 1879 to 1955. Hi, I'm Charles. I'm a psychiatrist who has a special interest in diets that are good for your heart and that can lower your blood pressure and cholesterol level and also help you lose weight. And the diets that we are describing are reduced meat or vegetarian diets, and these diets are also good for the planet.
Hi, I'm Sinead and I work in health research. I'm also very interested in climate action, how we can reduce the effects of the climate emergency, as well as diets that improve heart health. So for the last few episodes, we've been talking about climate change and the increasingly devastating effects that it's starting to have on the planet. We've been discussing how reduced meat or a vegetarian diet is not only good for you and your heart, but how these diets are also good for the planet because their production causes only a fraction of the greenhouse gases caused by diets that are heavy on meat. In this episode, we're turning our focus to food back again, and we're returning to the work of Dr. Ornish, which we talked about before. So his research showed that plant-based diets, which were low in fat, can not only prevent but actually reverse heart disease. But before we go any further, we would like to remind everyone that if you are suffering from a heart or a cardiovascular condition or any other medical condition, please consult with your doctor before embarking on any of these dietary options or exercise regimes that we are recommending. Also, please don't discontinue or reduce any of your medication because they are serious disorders that require specialist input. However, if you find that dietary options combined with exercise are helping to lose weight, reduce your cholesterol level or your blood pressure, then please do discuss it with your doctor. It might be possible to reduce some of your medications. If your problems are fairly mild, like just having a somewhat raised cholesterol level, slightly high blood pressure, or being overweight, then what we're offering may be enough to remedy these problems. Finally, you can use these options and the exercise recommendations to hopefully prevent these problems ever happening and improve your general health. If you need a reminder of the details of these dietary options, we discussed them in great detail in the first 3 or 4 episodes of the podcast, so please have a listen to those. Now, Charles, we left off before we were talking about climate change and about how much fats and how much protein there should be in an optimal healthy diet. But we're recommending some supplements which Dr. Ornish also recommends, which can help your heart and general health, namely omega-3 supplements and a multivitamin. Can you tell us a bit more about those?
Yes, Sinead. So omega-3 fatty acids they're a type of fat that has beneficial effects on the body, but particularly the brain and the heart. They've been known about for probably 40 or 50 years. They've been in focus, let's say, for the heart.
Okay.
And Dr. Ornish describes in his book how these omega-3 fatty acids can protect the blood vessel walls, as in your heart, from the harmful effects of LDL cholesterol or what we've called the bad cholesterol. So he describes how the omega-3 fatty acids can prevent blood clots and coronary artery spasms. And they also decrease the amount of the activity of other substances that contribute to atherosclerosis. Remember when we were talking about hardening of the arteries, the process that builds up like furring up of the arteries. So they make that less likely to happen. And another study that he quoted shows that they may substantially reduce the likelihood of the heart developing ventricular arrhythmias. Now, arrhythmias are something that can happen when your heart is having problems, or it can be caused due to atherosclerosis or of the blood vessels or other heart problems. And the ventricles are the big muscular part of the heart that pushes blood around the body or to the lungs. So in heart disease, these, you can get very serious arrhythmias of these, and omega-3 research has shown that they increase the likelihood of that happening. So there's various beneficial effects they have on the heart.
Sorry, you're saying that they reduce the likelihood. The
Yes.
omega-3 will reduce the likelihood of an arrhythmia.
Yes,
Yeah,
correct.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
And another study showed that eating fish, now omega-3 many people, most people probably obtain omega-3 from eating fish or fish capsules. So this study that he described showing that eating fish 3 times a week following a heart attack caused a 29% reduction in deaths, but not a reduction in the incidence of having heart attacks.
Okay.
So the kind of fish that's rich in omega-3 is called oily fish, like salmon, herrings, mackerel, and different types of fish contain it to different levels. And people either take fish like that 3 times a week, or you can also take a supplement of fish oil capsules. In his initial book, in the first book in 1990, Dr. Ornish didn't recommend taking omega-3 capsules, but later in all of his later books he did. And the important compounds that are in the omega-3 from fish are called EPA and DHA. And their real names are tongue twisters. EPA is icosapentaenoic acid, and DHA is docosahexaenoic acid. And I'm having a shot at it anyway. So, and he strongly emphasized taking a large dose of these in all of his later books. And he recommended a dose of 1 gram of combined amounts of EPA and DHA as 1,000 milligrams. So it can take the form of 600 of EPA and 400 of DHA, or 500 of each, as long as the total dose. There's a certain amount of interchangeability amongst them, but not complete. So, as we said, EPA and DHA are widely available in fish oil capsules. But to take that much, to take 1 gram of EPA and DHA, you actually have to take 3 grams of total fat in the capsules.
Okay, yeah.
But it's definitely worth it because of their beneficial effects.
Yeah.
But I would recommend, and we would both recommend actually, instead of taking it in fish oil capsules, there are now vegan alternatives where the EPA and DHA comes from algae.
So you're getting it straight from the source.
You're getting it straight from the horse's mouth. And that is because the algae produce EPA and DHA, and that's in fact where fish get their algae from. Yeah. By eating the algae, and it remains in their bodies, and then we eat the fish. But
you can just get it straight from the algae.
Yes, yeah. So these algae-based capsules for omega-3 have become more widely available, and you can get them in most health food shops. The kind that I use are available here in Ireland, called OptiYou, OptiYou. Okay. And 4 capsules of those a day will give you the 1,000 milligrams.
And do you have to spread it out over the day, or can you take them all in one go?
You can take them all in one go.
Oh, fantastic.
And there's another reason why it's good to take the algae instead of fish oil capsules, and that is that fish oil can be contaminated by pollution in the oceans, with mercury, PCBs, and dioxins, which can then be taken into your body. Now, most of the manufacturers of fish oil do try and remove those, but some may still get through. And so if you're taking algae tablets, you know from the start that they're capsules, that they don't contain those substances. And then the second reason to take them is using fish oil is not sustainable, as most of our oceans are now overfished.
Overfishing, yeah.
And besides which, people don't realize this, about a third of the fish killed where the oil is used for omega-3 capsules are actually caught and killed just for the oil. Their bodies aren't used otherwise. So I always assumed previously that the oil came from the livers of fish that was consumed for other reasons, but no, about a third of the fish are killed just for the oil. So
it's just very unsustainable.
Yes, and you're avoiding that excessive killing of fish.
So that's a bit about omega-3.
Yeah.
So there's how to get your omega-3 and where to get it, and also why to use the algae
Type.
sourced omega-3.
Yeah.
So we were saying that today we're going to talk about multivitamins as well.
Yeah.
So what's the story there?
So yeah, that's the other supplement that I'd recommend and Dr. Ornish recommends is to take a multivitamin. I take it along with my omega-3 capsules first thing in the morning so I don't forget it when I'm washing my teeth. After that I take my capsules and multivitamin.
Yeah, it's good I feel like when you're taking these, it's good to have them as part of your routine so you don't forget them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like I take mine when I'm having my breakfast.
Yeah.
After my breakfast, I take mine.
Everyone has their
multivitamins,
own routines.
Yeah.
So in his initial book, Dr. Ornish says that the diets we're recommending, which are whole grain and have lots of high vegetable content, are actually rich in vitamins. But despite that, there is evidence that vitamins, if you boost the amount of vitamins you're taking, and also see as well, a lot in our modern lives we're often taking processed food. The food is cooked. Vitamins can be lost. So by taking a multivitamin, you're making sure that you get the full range of vitamins every day.
Yeah, and I saw a study. Now, don't ask me what study or where it was from, but on potatoes and how much vitamins were in potatoes, say 50 years ago versus now, and it's actually decreased.
Right.
So I think it's wise to take a multivitamin.
Yeah, I think modern food has lost a lot of its vitamin content, so it is good. And then some of the evidence that he mentions of the specific benefits, many vitamins are what's called antioxidants, and oxidation is a chemical process in which the other chemicals called free radicals are released into the body, and these free radicals can damage the cells in your body. And certain of the vitamins are antioxidants, so they inhibit this process and stop the free radicals being released. And this benefits our bodies by protecting our body's cells. So he also recommends, if possible, taking a multivitamin without iron, because some studies have indicated that the iron may oxidize cholesterol into a form that's more likely to be deposited in the arteries.
Okay.
However, many people need a bit of iron supplementation. If you have iron deficiency, women who are menstruating, and certain other disorders. So if in doubt, consult with your doctor who knows your medical history, and he or she can advise you, or do a simple blood test to see if you need supplementation with iron or not. I take a multivitamin called Centrum, and I like Centrum because it doesn't have excessive dose of vitamins. It aims to give just the minimum amount that's required for your RDA, which is our
recommended dietary intake.
Yes.
Our recommended dietary allowance.
Yes, or daily allowance.
Recommended dietary allowance. Yeah.
So that, since it tries to stick fairly close to that, particularly some vitamins like vitamin A, it means that you're less likely to run into problems with overdose of any vitamins.
Yeah, we'll get into that about vitamin A in a second, but for now it's time for a quick break, so we'll be with you shortly.
If you find what we've been talking about interesting, you'll find a lot more details in my book called Save Your Heart, Lose Weight and Help Save the Planet, which is available on Amazon. So I do remember in a previous podcast I recommended taking a multivitamin without vitamin A.
Yeah.
And you can take ones containing beta-carotene, which is the precursor of vitamin A, and then the body will only convert as much as
it needs for vitamin A.
But it's actually not so easy to find multivitamins without vitamin A. So I think Centrum, which I take, is a good alternative option.
Yeah.
Which sticks closely to the, as I said, to the RDA. Also, that I take Centrum over 50, and that one, half of the vitamin A is in the form of beta carotene. So it's a pretty safe one.
Yeah.
And the danger of taking too much vitamin A is it can build up in the body and cause potential toxicity.
Yeah.
Just some other advantage of taking multivitamin: folate or folic acid is in nearly all multivitamins, and folate can help at a dose of 400 to 800 micrograms a day, can help reduce the level of homocysteine in your blood.
Homocysteine, that's can promote coronary artery blockages.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And so if you reduce that level with the folate, then it reduces your heart's chance of coronary artery blockages.
Okay.
I personally, I've taken a multivitamin for decades, literally, and I believe strongly in the health benefits of them. Now, in relation to vegan diets, one potential danger of vegan diet is
B12.
B12 deficiency.
B12 deficiency,
vitamin B12 deficiency.
Yeah, it's such a big problem.
And it can have potentially serious consequences, including a type of anemia called megaloblastic anemia, and it can even cause neurological damage to your nervous system caused by deficiency of vitamin B12. And in vegan diets, there's also a potential for having low levels of vitamin D, and vitamin D is needed to absorb calcium into your bones to keep them strong.
Yes.
So again, taking multivitamin gets around both of those problems. However, having said that, many dietetic or dietary bodies, including the American Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics and the British Dietetic Association, have said that well-planned vegan diets are appropriate for all stages of life, including childhood and pregnancy.
I think, though, it is good to have a multivitamin when you're on a vegan diet, especially because of the B12 problem.
Yeah.
Just to make sure that you're getting enough of those.
Yeah. And it's so easy to take. They're cheap and they're easily available. It's easy to give yourself that assurance if you're on a vegan diet. And also, I'd recommend omega-3 algae supplementation for a vegan diet. Now, there's been a new study this year just talking about multivitamins. It was published in March or April of this year, and it coming from it was in Nature Medicine, so it's one of the top scientific journals. And they actually did a study looking at older adults, comparing those who took a multivitamin and those who didn't over a period of 2 years. And they found that those who took the multivitamin had a much slower internal aging process, if you like.
Wow.
So, but by 4 months, their organs aged less slowly over the 2 years. So
the people who had the multivitamin, their organs aged slower than those who did not take the multivitamin. Yeah.
There are these things, without getting too complicated, there are these things called epigenetic clocks, which estimate the biological aging based on tiny changes in your DNA. So I don't want to get too scientific about it, but in this study they looked at 5 of these epigenetic clocks that looks at how your organs are aging inside your body. And patients were randomized and some were taking cocoa extract, some were taking a multivitamin, some were taking placebo. And they looked at these epigenetic clocks, and compared to the placebo group only, the people in the multivitamin group had slowing in all 5 of their epigenetic clocks. Meaning your internal organs stayed younger longer, and including the statistically significant slowing of the 2 clocks that are predictive of mortality or death.
Wow.
So it's very promising that they've seen results in just 2 years. And people may think, well, I'm too old to bother with these changes now, but interestingly, in the study, the older the age, the more the benefit you seem to get from the multivitamin.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So you're never too old to make changes.
Yeah.
And as we've said now, just going back to that, so that's that new study which reinforces what Dr. Ornish and I have been saying
About multivitamins.
about multivitamins. And just going back to the other thing that we mentioned, vegan diets can also be deficient in EPA, in omega-3, EPA and DHA, and because they're only found in animal products and algae, so therefore it's a good idea if you're on a vegan diet to supplement, as we've said, with the algae omega-3.
Yeah.
We've been talking about these supplements, but actually and the diets a lot, but in his book, Dr. Ornish says that the dietary component is only one facet of what he describes as a comprehensive lifestyle change.
Okay.
That is good to prevent and reverse heart disease, and that all the facets of the lifestyle program are necessary.
So, like exercise.
Yeah, exercise and stress reduction. So we've been talking mainly about the diet, and diet and exercise, in my view, are by far away the most important aspects. But the others have been scientifically shown to be relevant as well. And by the way, the other thing is Dr. Ornish has, over the years, he's published a number of books, and they're all very consistent in his recommendations, which is very rare to see such consistency in scientific recommendations.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that these lifestyle changes, he says, can improve other illnesses apart from those related to the heart, including certain kinds of cancer, and they can also affect the aging process in a similar way that we've been describing with the multivitamins.
With the multivitamins, yeah.
So one of the things he's recommended are techniques for increasing intimacy, because isolation increases stress on the heart.
Okay.
Managing stress more effectively, and a program of moderate exercise. So just to discuss some of those stresses, I don't know if it is getting more common in the world. Subjectively, I feel that people are under more stress these days.
I'd love to see a study on it because, I think with social media, you're exposed to so much more than you were before social media.
Yeah.
You're exposed to all the stress in the world,
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't have good ways of managing that stress, and it seems like there's a lot going on in the world at the moment,
Yeah.
So whereas years ago, without social media, people used to just know 150 people.
Their local.
Their local, problems were all the problems that they had.
Yeah.
Whereas now we can see across the world things happening, and that can cause stress.
Yeah.
So I would say probably, but I don't know any studies on it. Yeah.
The other thing is with all the advertising on social media and everything, maybe people feel more dissatisfied. They're constantly seeing people with these luxury things, and they feel that their lives are not as good, and maybe that adds stress as well.
So let's get into it. Managing stress.
So he teaches relaxation techniques that are derived from yoga.
Okay.
So that's one way that you can decrease. A well-known way to decrease stress and reduce anxiety is to take up yoga, and yoga is available nearly everywhere. And
there's loads of channels on YouTube dedicated to yoga and teaching yoga.
But it's good to do it as a group as well, because then it becomes a social thing, and you can make friends that way. He also advocates meditation and imagery. He describes how feelings of isolation can lead to stress, and this can also lead to illness. And he describes several forms of isolation. Isolation from our feelings, from our inner self and inner peace. Isolation from others, and isolation from what he calls a higher force.
Okay.
So he teaches stretching techniques, progressive deep relaxation and breathing techniques. Also visualization techniques, and explains how these relate to the heart and its problems. And he also describes ways of decreasing isolation and increasing intimacy. He describes how to help communicate feelings to others and communication in general. He recommends developing altruism, doing good deeds, volunteering for charity, compassion and forgiveness. And he also advocates group support and sharing secrets with a group of trusted people. And he says all of these techniques can help prevent heart disease. Anything that can be done to increase supportive contact and closeness between people is definitely very helpful and therapeutic.
We talked about that in Irish Doctors for the Environment recently, how, because we were making an Instagram post on, or a social media post on how to care for yourself and others' mental health during climate emergency.
Yeah.
And we talked about how actually we need each other.
Yeah.
And we need to support each other. So it's bringing back that climate aspect of it.
Yes.
You know?
That's a good point. In all areas of life, you need support from other people. It's very hard to just be like an island. Yeah.
What's that famous quote? No man is an island.
Yeah.
Or famous saying.
So there's a chapter in his original book called Opening Your Heart to a Higher Self, which includes discussion of the importance of the spiritual aspect of our lives, including in overcoming illness. And he also teaches meditation techniques.
I think meditation is fantastic for reducing stress as well. Like it doesn't have to be daily. I know it would be great if it was a daily meditation practice, but I find when I am meditating, I can handle stress in my life better.
Yeah, it's a known way to help reduce stress. So he talks about exercise, and he has a chapter in the original book devoted to exercise, which is crucial in the prevention and treatment of heart and other cardiovascular conditions. And it's also very important in losing weight. It's extremely difficult to lose weight without it, including regular exercise. And the good news is that in his book, he describes how regular light to moderate exercise is almost as good for your health and longevity as intense exercise. So he described a study which examined exercise levels in a large group of men and women who were followed over 8 years and looked at their death rates.
Okay.
And the group, they were divided into 5 groups depending on their levels of daily physical activity. Group 1 were very sedentary with little physical activity, and then it ranged up to Group 5 who were very fit with high levels of physical activity. And after 8 years, Group 1 had a death rate, the sedentary group, which was more than 3 times higher than Group 5. However, most of the group's benefits were obtained by even light exercise from Group 2 onwards.
Okay.
So regular light to moderate exercise, like walking 30 minutes a day, reduced premature deaths almost as much as running 30 to 40 miles per week, although it seems hard to believe. And also deaths from groups 2 to 5, all groups except the very sedentary group were lower from all causes, including heart disease and cancer, when compared to the sedentary group. And this research was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. He said he stresses doing regular exercise that you find enjoyable, because that will keep you going.
Absolutely, yeah.
And my most regular exercise is walking, and I try and walk briskly, and I try and do it for about 40 minutes a day. And if you can do it in a nice place, I'm lucky that I have a canal with a towpath. It's a great place to have exercise. And I
think a great one as well is the Couch to 5K programs. If you get on one of those, if you're like, because I think I appreciate that it must be hard for someone who's very sedentary to change their habits. And want to exercise, you know? So if you have a kind of a program like a Couch to 5K to build yourself up to regular exercise.
I've not heard of that.
So Couch to 5K is just a program, and you start off with, say, a kilometer maybe. I haven't done it.
Yes.
But you start off
it's a progressive increase.
It's progressive increases in the amount you're exercising, and then by the end of it, you can run. It's usually for running. You can run a 5K at the end of it.
Right.
So I think it's
very good.
I don't know how many weeks it is, but it's a certain amount of week program. It's quite long. But by the end of it, you can run 5K, which is a huge achievement if you haven't done that. You know.
So
Yeah.
there's solitary exercise, but it's also good to have, if you can, some group exercise
Yeah, like joining a team or
yeah,
something would
on a
be,
more
yeah.
active form. So mine is tennis, and
Mm.
it's great because it's not extremely physical. Well, it can be, but doubles tennis is often a bit milder. But you do have kind of short runs and sprints in it, which are very good for your heart. But the main thing is you meet a group of people and the
Yeah.
kind of friendship and camaraderie there. So I think if you can join some group or team sport, badminton. If you're able to, five-a-side soccer
Yeah.
or
My dad used to do it, he
volleyball,
loved it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it has the social aspect. It keeps you going because you want to meet the same group of people,
Yeah.
and then a background, perhaps less strenuous one that you can do most days, or if not every day.
I think that's a good time to bring in the recipe of the week.
Yeah, and have our second break.
Oh, our
Yeah.
second break, of
Yes,
course.
yes.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit, guys.
So our recipe of the week this week is sweet potato and lentil shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie.
It's a substantial dish, and it actually serves 6 people.
Oh, wow.
Where this week and the next time we're going to do big meals that, if you're a family. The other thing you can do is you can cook a big pot like this, and you can divide it up and put it in plastic containers in the fridge and have it, take it for your lunch at work or have it in the evening.
Meal prepping, they call it.
Yeah. So you can, that's another thing you can do with these large dishes. So it's a bit complicated in the making, but it's and the preparation time is a bit long as well. But you can do other things while you're doing it. You can watch TV or listen to our podcast. And the preparation time is 30 minutes and the cooking time is 45 to 50 minutes. So these are the ingredients. First of all, 250 grams of dried green or brown lentils rinsed, 2 medium onions finely chopped, 2 large carrots diced, 250 grams of chestnut or button mushrooms chopped, 2 celery sticks diced, 3 cloves of garlic crushed, a 400-gram can of chopped tomatoes, 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, 300 mils of low salt vegetable stock. And again, we've said before, a good way to get the vegetable stock cubes are from the health food shop, where they have very healthy, often organic ones for the vegetable stock. 1 tablespoon of reduced salt soya sauce, 1 teaspoon of dried thyme, 1 teaspoon of dried rosemary, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, a half teaspoon of ground black pepper, and 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh parsley. And then for the potato topping, 1 kilogram of sweet potatoes, 80 to 100 mils of unsweetened soy sauce, not soy sauce, unsweetened soya milk, or oat milk.
Okay.
That would be a bit
very
too
different
much.
recipe.
Yeah, so soya milk, 80 to 100 mils, or you can use oat milk. 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, that's optional. Some freshly ground black pepper, and a pinch of nutmeg, which is also optional. So the method, first of all, we cook the lentils. So place the rinsed lentils in a saucepan, cover generously with cold water, bring to the boil, then reduce to simmer and cook for about 25 to 30 minutes until just tender but still holding their shape. Then drain them well and set them aside. Then to prepare the sweet potatoes. Peel the sweet potatoes, cut them into roughly equal sized chunks, around 3 to 4 centimeters. Place in a saucepan and cover with cold water. Bring it to the boil and simmer for 15 to 20 minutes until completely tender when pierced with a fork. Then drain thoroughly and leave to steam dry for 2 to 3 minutes. Then finally make the vegetable filling, and you do this, heat in a large non-stick saucepan over a medium heat, 2 to 3 tablespoons of vegetable stock or water. We're doing that instead of cooking with oil, we're cooking with stock or water, those 2 to 3 tablespoons. And then add to the saucepan the onions, the carrots, and the celery. and cook gently for about 8 minutes, stirring frequently. Whenever the pan becomes dry, you can add another splash of stock or water. Then add the mushrooms and the garlic and cook for another 5 to 6 minutes until the mushrooms have softened. And then stir in some tomato puree, the thyme, the rosemary, and the smoked paprika. And cook that for about a minute until the herbs, you can smell them becoming fragrant. Then add the chopped tomatoes, the vegetable stock, and the soy sauce, and bring it to a gentle simmer. Then add the cooked lentils and simmer this uncovered for about 10 to 15 minutes, stirring occasionally. So the mixture should become fairly thick but not runny.
Okay.
If it's too dry, add a little more stock.
Okay.
And if it's too wet, continue simmering for a bit longer. Finally, stir in the chopped parsley and taste and adjust the seasoning if required. Then final step, mash the sweet potatoes. Mash the cooked sweet potatoes until they're smooth, and gradually then beat in the soya milk to the potato mix, the Dijon mustard, the black pepper, and the nutmeg. The mash should still be creamy, but thick enough to spread easily. Then to put it all together, preheat an oven to 190 degrees centigrade, or if you've got a fan oven, 170 degrees. Transfer the lentil mixture into a large oven-proof dish and spread it out evenly over the bottom. Then carefully spoon the mashed sweet potato over the filling so it makes your top layer. And then when you've spread all the mashed sweet potato over the top, you can use the back of a fork to create ridges across the surface just to make it look nicer. And these brown nicely during the baking. So then you put the oven-proof dish into the oven and bake it for 30 to 35 minutes until the filling is bubbling and the top is lightly browned around the edges, and it should be piping hot throughout. And if you like a more golden top,
Which I do.
place it under a hot grill for 2 to 3 minutes, but watch it carefully you don't burn it.
Absolutely. That sounds delicious. In my house, where my family, whenever anyone mentions shepherd's pie, everybody goes hot diggity dog, because it's like a reference from this like 80s, like this random episode of this random 80s TV show. So I can't hear shepherd's pie without saying hot diggity dog.
When you get your family to say that and produce.
They'll say hot diggity dog. So yeah, that is everything for this week. If you enjoy our podcast, please give us 5 stars from whatever platform you're listening on. We have social media. We have LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
So if you want to leave us any comments, we can discuss them in further episodes. And
And also then finally, again, just to mention my book, it's available on Amazon. It's called Save Your Heart, Lose Weight and Help Save the Planet. It's available as a paperback and Kindle, and it's at a reduced price now. So I think it's a great bargain. So until next time, we'll see you then.
a bye from me as well. Bye.